Hi guys, welcome back to TheDiviShow. You're on episode number 12. आज की हमारी गेस्ट को फ्लावर्स हैंड ड्रॉ करने का बहुत ज़्यादा शौक है. Everything nature, birds, leaves. She's a textile designer based out of Jaipur. Her name is Shambhavi Tiwari. उनका जो डिज़ाइन है टेक्सटाइल डिज़ाइन वो नलिनी सारीज से लेकर तरुण तहिलानी तक उनके क्लाइंट्स रह चुके हैं अभी तक. फ्रॉम गेटिंग फीचर्ड इन बाजार इंडिया मैगजीन टू डिज़ाइन इंडिया. सो बाजार मैगजीन्स took her name in 8 new age designers who are reinventing the art of block printing. डिज़ाइन इंडिया में रिसेंटली उन्होंने एक टॉक प्रेजेंट करी है विच इज़ कम्प्लीटली फैबुलस. हमारे काफ़ी फॉलोअप क्वेश्चंस है, कैसे हुआ, हाउ डिड शी स्टार्टेड, कैसा उनके प्रोसेसेस हैं. मैं खामखा सेगमेंट है, वर्ड एसोसिएशन है, तो स्टे ट्यून्ड. बहुत मज़ा आने वाला है. और आई बेसिकली स्लेप्ट ऑन हर रिसर्च. तो मेरे दिमाग में अभी भी वही क्वेश्चंस चल रहे हैं कि कैसे होगा, क्या किया. वो सारे क्वेश्चंस का आंसर आपको भी मिलेगा, मुझे भी मिलेगा. सो सी यू गाइज इन द एंड और एंजॉय द टॉक. बाय बाय. Hi Shambhavi, how are you?
I'm very good. I'm doing this for the first time, so I don't know what my levels of excitement are.
They should be high, man.
Yeah, they are very
Actually,
high.
I feel very at calm and at peace जब से मैं आपके स्टूडियो से बाहर आई हूँ. What a vibe.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, so what's going on these days?
Oh, too much work. Too many drawing assignments, so I draw for a living.
Yeah.
Mota. I'm actually, like, people call me the Phool Patti department. We draw flowers for a living.
Yeah.
So working on a couple of interesting projects, some wallpaper ones, some textile ones,
Yeah.
wedding stationery for somebody who's getting married in November, all of that. So yeah, usually Mondays are crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
good,
you
I'm
said
out of the studio.
You said Monday. I'm like, will I be able to do it on a Monday? Will she be able to do it on a Monday?
Yeah.
You sound like a very busy person.
Yeah. So my team also, they were like, Shambhavi, आप Monday first half नहीं होने वाले हो. So otherwise, yeah, Mondays are just to set the tone of the week. Because once everything is discussed, I don't disturb my team for the rest of the week too.
Okay.
Then they keep doing their work. It's creative work, na? You need mental space and your own pace. So
What do you think? How are you as a leader? Because you hire a lot of young talent, I'm sure.
I am very demanding, but very chill. Like, I respect people's headspace, what they are in, because I am a creative person, so I understand what it takes to churn out ideas.
Yeah.
So if suppose I'm having a bad day, if I can't work on a bad day, I can't expect somebody from my team who's having a bad day to churn out ideas.
For sure.
So that way we are pretty lenient in terms of our ways of working. Like, there's no specific incoming time or outgoing time.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like working one day just because idea nahi nikal raha, it's okay. But then somewhere I have to balance the business side of it also.
Yeah.
So, but that is my headache.
Yeah.
So I know how to make people work. I think that's my superpower. Yeah, otherwise I'm very demanding. The mediocre work cannot go out of the studio.
Yeah.
And otherwise, yeah, pretty chill. Yeah, very chill.
And how are your clients? Like, are they pretty chill? Depends.
So I now at this stage of my career, I choose who I want to work with. पहले ऐसा नहीं था.
Very nice.
So yeah, if I don't vibe with people, I don't work with them. And if things are not as per my terms and conditions, I don't work with them. Because for me to work on a certain project, creative decision making has to be in my hands. Otherwise, then I tell them, why are you even getting me on board? So and it has to be a collaboration in true sense. So I need to whatever the terms and conditions are, but my voice has to be heard on the table. So that way, I'm thoda sa I'm not difficult to deal with. It's just that I'm very particular about how I work. So,
and that should happen when
yes.
you're creative. People tend to, I think, absorb a lot of you without giving a lot in return.
And the thing is that my studio's model is a fairly new model of working, so it becomes very difficult. Like I have to give myself a very strong and strict brief and set how I want to work. Otherwise, things can go haywire like that. So we develop custom designs for textiles, wallpapers, tableware, whatever. So there are a lot of ateliers and companies in the market who create ready designs and sell them. But we work only on brief. So if somebody comes to us asking कि अच्छा 5 डिज़ाइन दे दो, तो हम उनको बोलेंगे आप 4 महीने लेकर आओ, तब जाके 5 डिज़ाइन मिलेंगी. अच्छा. ऐसे रेडी टू सेल डिज़ाइन हम रखते नहीं हैं. Okay. Because I personally believe that design is heavily contextual. So until you design specifically for something, like it's not just a pretty looking floral design. Like it has to solve a purpose. Whether you are buying for say like the same, for example, bougainvillea design would be different for like the approach would be different for designing for home furnishing than wallpaper and maybe bridal wear. So one needs to understand that and then design, so then your designs are more informed and like people can relate to it better, and hence it becomes commercially successful. So
रेडी स्टॉक डिजाइन से मेरे को याद आया, योर इंस्टाग्राम इज फिल्ड विद मतलब मैंने एक ही चीज देखी है दैट मेक्स यू एंग्री ऑन योर पेज, दोस आर कॉपीकैट्स. So how is your experience with them?
So earlier I used to get like agitated a lot because I am very particular about practicing ethical design. So और तब मुझे ना मार्केट कैसे चलता है उसका अंदाजा भी नहीं था, because I was this young blood who was doing everything original. So but the entire Surat market functions on copy design. So now I have toned down a bit. अभी कोई आता भी है, कोई अगर मेजर कंपनी है, then I contact them, भाई प्लीज ये कर लो, मत यूज करो, आप अफोर्ड कर सकते हो अच्छे डिजाइनर को हायर करके, practicing ethically. So but obviously I get disappointed when people copy my stuff. Some people tell me you should take it as an appreciation gesture that you've reached a certain level, but I don't think so.
I think you should be paid for it, damn it.
Because and it's not even about payment, it's about practicing whatever your craft, whatever your work is, in the most true manner. You are spoiling the market for others. Even people who get stuff done for free, intern रख लेंगे, free में उनसे designs churn करवाएंगे. This is not how you should work. Like you should pay your interns. You should you should practice your work in the most true manner that you can. Because otherwise, what about people who cannot afford unpaid internships? So all these things you can't use humans, like you can't exploit them.
Right.
So आप market खराब कर रहे हो.
और कोई young designers हैं in any field, how can they like preserve themselves from this? क्या lessons आप उनको देना चाहोगे? They have to
put their foot down when people ask them for free work. They have to, because that's where the change starts. I'll tell you, like I'll give you an example. ब्लॉक में बहुत सारी डिजाइन्स ना कॉपी होती थी मेरी. जब मैं जयपुर शिफ्ट हुई, आई वेंट टू 2-3 ब्लॉक मेकर्स, मेरी ही डिजाइन मेरी आंखों के सामने बन रही है. अच्छा. तो मैंने बोला भैया कहाँ से आई आपके पास ये डिजाइन? बोलते मैडम ये ना एक पेज है इंस्टाग्राम पे जहाँ से हमें क्लाइंट स्क्रीनशॉट भेजते हैं, हम उसका थोड़ा बहुत रिपीट निकाल के ब्लॉग बना देते हैं. तो मैंने उनको बोला भैया ये जो पेज है ना, ये मैं हूँ, और आप मेरी शक्ल याद कर लो, और कभी यहाँ से डिजाइन आए तो मत बनाना प्लीज. It has taken me 2 years now. Whenever my block maker receives my designs, he first asks the clients कि आपने शाम्भवी से खरीदी है या नहीं, और अगर नहीं खरीदी है तो हम ये नहीं बनाएंगे. So at least 3 block makers in Sanganer practice this. So like I feel that there's something that has happened in the right direction, and then like obviously then they explain it to the client also. Then उसमें क्या होता है, block makers also they make their new designs. If the client cannot afford me for whatever reason, block makers have designs, they can just buy those designs from them. So they also feel motivated to create new. To like then it becomes a sustainable practice. आप copy अगर करते रहोगे, so it's not a sustainable practice. True. So it just should, I think everybody should practice that way.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Can we go back on your journey a little bit? कैसे
Absolutely.
start हुआ? We know NID,
Yeah.
but I'm talking like where your hometown was.
Okay, so I'm a Fauji kid,
Yeah.
but mostly born and brought up in Jaipur.
Okay.
My father was posted all over India, but my mom also had a job, so we were stationed at one place. After completing my 12th, I had science and computer science. I don't know why. I went to NID, studied textile design, and then from there I went to Bombay, and I've lived in Nainital.
But how did you like found your passion for drawing?
मैं वही बता रही हूँ आपको. तो टेक्सटाइल डिजाइन में जो पढ़ाई कराते हैं उसमें यू आर टॉट एवरीथिंग. सो एज अ टेक्सटाइल डिजाइन स्टूडेंट यू लर्न डाइंग, प्रिंटिंग, वीविंग, surface manipulation, all these techniques that you can learn to create a textile and its applications.
Yeah.
So I am as a person more of a visual person than a tactile person.
Okay.
So जब फाउंडेशन कर रही थी तो मैं कंफ्यूज थी कि मैं ग्राफिक डिजाइन लूँ या टेक्सटाइल डिजाइन लूँ. बट NID's टेक्सटाइल डिजाइन डिपार्टमेंट इज द मोस्ट ब्रिलियंट डिपार्टमेंट एवर in any design school. So I obviously took textile.
Yeah.
So I knew how to design prints. But after I got placed in an export house in Bombay, even after leaving that job, जब मैंने वो नौकरी अपनी ऐसे ही like I take very radical decisions.
Yeah.
मैंने वो एक दिन में नौकरी छोड़ दी because it wasn't my cup of tea.
I've read somewhere कि किसी big designer they charge like
a lot of money for such mediocre design. तो वही है, वो आइडिया मेरे दिमाग में बैठ गया था एंड देन आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड ड्राइंग बिकॉज आई वाज अनएम्प्लॉयड. आई वाज इन बॉम्बे लिविंग विद माय सिस्टर विद टू मच रेंट.
पहले ड्राइंग का मतलब बिफोर NID ड्राइंग का नो बैकग्राउंड एट ऑल.
नो स्किल्स, आई हैड जीरो स्किल्स. लाइक मैं मेरे बैचमेट्स हैं जैसे लाइक आई डोंट नो इफ यू नो अबाउट देम, लाइक उपमन्यु भट्टाचार्य, ब्रिलियंटली स्किल्ड. ओके, ही इज एन एनिमेटर.
Okay.
उसकी जब मैं मेरे बाजू में बैठता था और उसकी स्किल्स देखती थी, मुझे ऐसा लगता था NID वालों ने मुझे लिया क्यों है, बिकॉज ना मेरे पास स्किल है बट ऑब्वियसली कुछ था मेरे में तभी उन्होंने मुझे लिया. सो टिल आफ्टर आई क्विट माई जॉब आई डिड नॉट रियली हैव अ नैक और स्किल फॉर ड्राइंग. I picked it up. Like obviously I knew how to draw basic, but I honed my skill for about 8 years before actually starting the studio. Like I used to draw every day. I remember my father.
So this is really not talent. This is hard work.
Oh, absolutely. Like थोड़ा सा talent भी है, but 98% hard work.
Wow.
Talent तो है, बिना talent के आप नहीं कर सकते हो कुछ, but hard work बहुत जरूरी है. See, that's what I'm saying now. You can hone a skill. Anything that you do for the first time, you're gonna suck at it. You just have to be brave enough to pass that phase and then develop that skill. Like even I tell my kids also, if you come to the studio, there are people who do not know anything. Like I have this girl called Aditi. The first ever tree that she had to paint, which was like a simple basic good earth cypress tree, she cried. बोलती मेरे से नहीं हो रहा. And now today I just like she's really good at painting. Yeah. But that is because she gave it time. Yeah. I also had to understand that it will take them time to sort of find their calling within the studio as well. तो मैं मेरे पिताजी से ना वीडियो कॉल करती थी और वो ऑफेंस ले लेते थे कि जब तक तुम अपनी पेंसिल नीचे नहीं रखोगी तब तक मैं तुमसे बात नहीं करूँगा. Because I used to keep drawing and talking and it's like either give me attention or you keep drawing. So like I drew like crazy and developed my skill and honed my craft in this particular type of florals which is called Chintz. So they are very hypothetical, stylized florals.
I was reading a lot about Chintz. मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया Chintz होता क्या है.
Chintz is basically a type of floral that comes from the Coromandel coast. वो textiles बनती थी यूरोपियन मार्केट के लिए इंडिया से. अच्छा. तो उनकी एक पर्टिकुलर विजुअल लैंग्वेज है. वो हाइपोथेटिकल स्टाइलाइज्ड फ्लोरल्स होते हैं. जो आप जैसे एक होता है ना कि आपने सपोज मुगल मिनिएचर पेंटिंग देखी, तो उसमें आप देखकर बता सकते हो कि ये फ्लावर पॉपी है, ये आइरिस है, या ये
मैं नहीं बता सकती. आई एम श्योर आप बता सकते हो.
हाँ, मतलब you can identify a flower, you can identify a rose. Chintz में you cannot identify what flower it is. Okay, they are very stylized and beautiful, so you can really like your imagination can take you anywhere. So you can imagine create a dragonfly in Chintz format, like in that handwriting, and then like sky is the limit. Like you're not even sky. किसी और multiverse का दूसरा sky is the limit. So that's what really intrigued me in Chintz. and I started practicing it. Then Chintz actual में indigo and madder and उसमें होता था, like there was a particular color palette for it.
Yeah.
Because they are naturally produced textiles, like they are resist dye and resist printed.
Yeah.
So I started conceptualizing and looking at it in a new contemporary light. So experimenting with colors and just experimenting with what can I do to, like, not make it better, it's just like my interpretation of Chintz.
Yeah.
And that somehow picked up and it became my signature. So like now today my studio is known for its color sensibilities.
Yeah.
And the kind of prints that we conceptualize. So that's where it started.
And who was like the first client who was ready to like give you guys a shot कि हाँ चल देखते हैं.
So I think मैंने Instagram पे ना बहुत काम डालना शुरू कर दिया था. So मेरा ये मानना है कि until people know that you exist,
Yeah.
they will not be able to give you work.
For sure.
So, and obviously you can't rely on the validation that you get, but it's important for your peers to know what you're doing.
True.
So ऐसे करके मैं डालती रहती थी. So one of my seniors saw my work, and एक lady है जानकी किर्लोस्कर, she runs a tableware brand called Kicka Tableware.
Okay.
She was one of my first major clients. Otherwise मैंने उससे पहले मेन्यू कार्ड भी डिज़ाइन किए, मैंने थोड़े बहुत स्क्रीन प्रिंट के लिए इधर उधर भी किया, but that was one big project that I did as an independent designer.
Right. At that time you were freelancing or you already?
Freelancing.
Achha,
Studio is 2 years old.
Okay.
I used to freelance, and that was a project which wasn't something that I had learned how to do. Like I knew print, but I didn't know how to design crockery, and I didn't know translation of designs on tableware.
Yeah.
So that is something that I talked to my ceramic design batchmates and people who had studied ceramics at NID. So NID really gives you that network, and you can really, like, whatever you need to learn and gather as a skill, you can, like, you have people that you can reach out to without even knowing them, and then you become best friends with them. So yeah, I think that tableware project was something that really started my practice and gave me confidence कि हाँ ये कर सकते हैं. And even today, like after 9 years, we just finished doing another 5 collections for Kicka. So like she's one person that she has seen me grow.
Yeah.
I have seen her business grow, because that was the initial stages of her business also.
Yeah.
So she's like one of my dearest clients. Even if I'm like buried in work, but if Janki calls me and tells me Shambhavi ये करना है, मैं सब काम छोड़ के पहले उनका करती हूँ और खुद करती हूँ.
Yeah.
उनके मतलब drawings से लेकर painting तक सब मैं खुद करती हूँ. So that is something that I personally like to do.
Wow.
So yeah.
So with hard work and developing a skill, you have also spoken a lot about manifestation.
Yes.
And what do you think that is? आपकी definition क्या है manifestation?
Oh, it is just belief, and I can bet on anybody's life because I have lived through it. Whatever you think you want to do, if your intentions are pure and your efforts are true, there is nothing in the world that can stop you from getting it. When I used to hear people's interviews saying कि हमने ना एक बेसमेंट में एक टेलर और एक मास्टर जी के साथ शुरू किया अपना ब्रांड, एंड आज 300 करोड़ का ब्रांड है, या जितने भी है 1000 एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं. मैं ऐसे सोचती थी ऐसे थोड़ी होता है यार, बैकिंग होनी चाहिए, ये होना चाहिए, वो होना चाहिए. बट व्हेन आई शिफ्टेड टू जयपुर, I literally I lived in an Airbnb for about a year and a half. यहीं पीछे है. I started with one intern, and I had no idea why was I here. I had some personal shit that went down in my life, so I shifted here, and just with that one intern, now today I have a team of 15 people. It's not that big, but it's pretty decent for a 2-year duration. The growth that we've had. So,
and I feel your achievement should also count the happy and healthy space that you've created for yourself and your employees. It's not even about the number, the quality, I think, that you cherish at your studio.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that the place where I worked in Bombay was a bad space.
Yeah.
They're brilliant at what they do. But I learned a lot of things as to कि जब मैं अपना खुद का कभी काम करूँगी तो what is the kind of vibe that I want, what is the kind of work environment that I want, and you know that there has to be something that Monday morning अगर आपको उठ के सुबह काम पे जाने में त्रास आ रहा है, इसका मतलब आप लाइफ में खुश नहीं हो, और अगर आप लाइफ में वो काम करके खुश नहीं हो तो वो काम करने का मतलब क्या है, कोई पॉइंट नहीं है। तो ये है हमारे स्टूडियो की वर्किंग का बेस। So whatever you do, just like you know, be happy about it, even if it's like the most menial thing like a cleanup। हमारा एक प्रोसेस होता है, मतलब कभी कभी जब हम एकदम इंटेंस कॉन्सेप्चुलाइज करके बोर हो जाते हैं ना, माय सीनियर डिजाइनर आस्क्ड मी, शाम्भवी कोई क्लीनअप है तो दे दो यार, 2 मिनट ऐसे दिमाग बंद करके मैं बस हाथ चलाऊंगी। सो लाइक यू नो दे एंजॉय, देयर इज नथिंग दैट इज बीनीथ यू और एनीथिंग। सो
कैसे manifestation, how has that worked?
Yeah, so Harshit and I, my first ever intern, any idea that you have, एक बार आपने, if that idea has come to your mind, things somehow align. मतलब मैं इधर जाने से पहले I never used to get into the sampling bit or the fabric bit of the textile design. I would only design prints. Okay, and I met Harshit में एक किसी project की sampling के लिए आई थी। मैं कभी like I never was a part of that process, but one project I came, and that is how I got initiated with Jaipur. तब तक मैं बिल्कुल उसका पार्ट नहीं होती थी, and then when I met Harshit, and then we started working together. Just because we started working together, we started getting that kind of queries, and वो करते करते people came, and there are a lot of like you know foreigners who come to Jaipur to source fabric and everything. People started knowing about our existence, and today that service that we provide, that we like you know we do swatch development and fabric production and everything without the client even having to give us one phone call, because we are adept in taking creative decisions. We have a certain sensibility that aligns with theirs. Otherwise उनके लिए जब भी वो किसी मैन्युफैक्चरर के पास घर जाते हैं, उनके पास स्किल तो है बट एस्थेटिक सेंसिबिलिटी नहीं होती है मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स। तो वो फिर हमारे स्टूडियो की यूएसपी बन गई, जो हमें लगा भी नहीं था कि हम वो कभी करेंगे, एंड दैट इज जस्ट बिकॉज वन थॉट हैड कम टू अस, एंड नाउ टुडे Harshit has a 10-table setup in Sanganer where he prints for all my projects and other stuff as well. I have seen his growth also, and we sort of now work in a very symbiotic relationship. So it's a very nice feeling to have thought of an idea and to actually come see it, you know, come alive. So this April also, when we were sitting and you know हम पिछले साल की बुक्स देख रहे थे कि अच्छा ये हुआ ग्रोथ इतनी हुई, so then we sat and we were like okay, now let's aim for that, and then like you work towards that, and somehow if you are against, I'm saying the same thing again and again, but I really believe in it, that if your intentions are pure and your effort is impeccable, you will achieve it, and you have to manifest it.
So seeing that dream very clearly, and then pushing.
Yes, absolutely. Like when I was studying, मैं DPS जोधपुर में थी, तो मैंने मेरे प्री बोर्ड्स छोड़े हैं NID का एंट्रेंस देने के लिए। अच्छा। और फिर NID का जब इंटरव्यू और वो स्टेज पर मैं पहुंच गई थी, they asked me कि कैसे पता चला आपको NID के बारे में या whatever. I had a very clear visual of myself studying in their library, and I told them, I was like, I've already visualized myself here. तो मेरे लिए पता है प्रिंट्स के साथ भी यही होता है कि until I've visualized it, I cannot draw it. Similarly, when I used to stay in Nainital, when I had a home studio, when I was a freelancer, I visualized myself in a space which was a white studio, people sitting and working. कौन है वो लोग वो मुझे नहीं पता, क्या काम कर रहे हैं वो मुझे नहीं पता था उस टाइम पर, but that is what I had visualized myself doing. And then now you went to the studio today morning, it's all white and it's like you know everybody knows what they're doing. So that was a visual I had which eventually got manifested into reality. So for me it's a visual that comes to my brain, and then like I make sure that I translate it exactly to what I had. So it's quite interesting how my brain works.
Very imaginative.
हाँ, मैं कभी खुद अचंभित हो जाती हूँ, अरे
ऐसे कुछ हो गया.
Exactly.
So any of the clients that you think you would have manifested, you want to manifest?
No, I actually manifested Nalli. So we had a collection come out with Nalli last year, and when I was getting engaged, मैं नल्ली गई थी साड़ी खरीदने के लिए, और मैं ऐसे ही सोचती थी, मैं यार मतलब ऑब्वियसली दे मेक ब्यूटीफुल कांजीवरम्स एंड एवरीथिंग, पर मैं ऐसे सोचती थी कि कौन बनाता होगा इनके लिए साड़ीज, लाइक कौन डिजाइन करता होगा दिस एंड दैट, एंड मुझे भी करनी है, किसी एक दिन तो करूंगी. एंड व्हेन लावण्या अप्रोच्ड मी फॉर अ प्रोजेक्ट,
दिस वाज थ्रू योर
Instagram. Everything is through Instagram. 95% of my work comes through Instagram. And when she, you know, approached me for a project and I was like, oh, I'm this thing of Nalli Sarees. I was like, oh my god, what is this? Like, you know, that thought came to my mind. And then somehow, so I don't get afraid of new thoughts or newer possibilities. कि अच्छा ऐसा हो सकता है, जरूरी नहीं ऐसा होता हो अभी, but you never know what works for you. Like today I'm like in the next week I'm invited to the French embassy for some event. Like I'm apparently their ambassador for higher studies in France or whatever. I don't even know what they're calling me for. But just because it doesn't align with my work right now doesn't mean that I'm not going to experience it. So I'm open to new experiences every time, because and especially design service industry में ही होता है ना, never know where the work comes from. अब मैं सिर्फ टेक्सटाइल करती थी, but अगर मैं you know print can be translated onto any other material. Wallpapers happened. Like I was humbled and honored when Sonam Kapoor approached us. कि you know, do you make hand painted wallpapers? So you know, things like these, they are just I don't know, like identifiers of कि okay हाँ ठीक है, correct बात करो. So that way.
हमेशा हैंड पेंटेड ही सोचा था या कभी डिजिटल ट्राई भी नहीं किया?
Okay, so मेरा ना, I'm a very old school person. I like to approach design also in that manner. And what happens with I'm not saying that ये जो iPad पे डिजाइंस बनती हैं वो सही नहीं है, या ये सही तरीका है, वो गलत तरीका है, या वो गलत है, सही है. Everything is correct if it is solving a purpose. ठीक है. But for me, when you draw something with hand, the decision making is in your hands. It's not the computer deciding for you. Okay, so अगर मैं इस जाल की बात करूँ, ठीक है, ये जो मैंने पहना है कोट, तो इसमें अगर फूल है ऐसे और ये फूल ऐसे है और ये पत्ती इस डायरेक्शन में है, अगर मैंने ये पत्ती बस अलग से साइड में बनाकर बहुत सारी रख ली और फिर उसको कंप्यूटर पे लगाना शुरू किया, it will, like I will not be able to change the direction of this patti, and eventually not be able to have the flow of the design under my control. It will be the computer that sets it. So for me to create a very consciously thought of design which has been drawn for a certain emotion to be evoked, I have to draw it by hand, because the coordination of my mind to hand, like you know, this is where the connection happens and this is where your ideas actually become tangible. So A, that is that. B, I love working with hands, and even if suppose you know, like when we have to do colorways for the same design, so we don't change it on the computer. If a design has to be painted in 4 colorways, it is retraced 4 times, it is hand painted 4 times, and then it is made print ready 4 times. Because जो computer, suppose ये है dusty muted palette, ठीक है, इसी का brighter version बनना है, इसी का neutral version बनना है, तो मैं जिस तरह से beige और डस्टी ब्लू और एक डकेट ब्लू को कलर करूंगी, कंप्यूटर नहीं करेगा वो. तो दैट इज वेयर योर सेंसिबिलिटी कम्स इन, एंड दैट इज व्हेन यू क्रिएट समथिंग न्यू आल्सो. Like whenever I paint, I never, like obviously I know the idea of the colors that I want to paint it, but it's never a strict, like you know कि ये 5 shades हैं, उन्हीं के साथ काम करना है. Because otherwise how do you come up with something new? How do you come up with like simple things like okay, symmetry. Photoshop पे आप बहुत आसानी से एकदम कॉपी कर सकते हो, ठीक है, मिरर इमेज कर सकते हो. बट ड्रॉ करते करते अगर मैंने उस मोटिव को सिमेट्रिकल की बजाय हल्का सा एसिमेट्रिक रिदमिक बना दिया, दैट इज समथिंग न्यू, एंड दैट इज व्हाट शुड एक्साइट यू. सो मेरा ये मानना है कि जब तक आप हाथ से नहीं काम करोगे तब तक आप ये, क्योंकि देखो फ्लावर रिमेन्स फ्लावर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, पत्ती रिमेन्स पत्ती. मोस्टली अगर आपका कलर पैलेट पिंक और ग्रीन है तो 99% फ्लावर पिंक होगा, पत्ती ग्रीन होगी, ठीक है. ये आपका डोमेन है. अब आप इसमें कुछ नया क्या करोगे, तो माइंड से बेटर कंप्यूटर और कुछ नहीं है. तो आपको अपना तालमेल बस हाथ के साथ बिठाना है. इसीलिए मैं बहुत मेरी टीम को बोलती हूँ कि फोकस ऑन होनिंग योर स्किल्स. योर हैंड्स शुड हैव लाइक मसल मेमोरी, कि तुम सीधी लाइन ड्रॉ कर पाते हो कि नहीं. हमारे स्टूडियो में आने का टेस्ट है. तुम मेरे को एक 30 सेंटीमीटर लंबी सीधी लाइन बना के दिखाओ, एक 5 पेटल फ्लावर बना के दिखाओ, और प्लस वो जब बना रहे हो तो हम तुम्हारी वाइब चेक कर लेते हैं. तो ये इफ यू पास देन यू कैन कम एंड इंटर्न एट द स्टूडियो एंड यू कैन जॉइन लाइक एट द मोस्ट बेसिक लेवल. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो एंड प्लस not many people are sticking to old ways of print designing. So it is a niche, and there is and see, you create the need in the market. So and you see where do you want to establish yourself in the hierarchy. So we are a studio that focuses on handcrafted, handmade designs, and we appreciate things that are made with a soul. So और ऐसा नहीं है that we don't use iPads and Photoshops obviously to make them print ready for digital printing. We need the help of the software, but we use it wherever we need it. Otherwise like we like to handcraft.
So I think young Shambhavi took a choice जब वो पेंसिल उठा रही थी और आई पेंसिल उठा रही थी उसमें भी.
हाँ obviously मेरे को अभी तक एप्पल पेंसिल यूज करनी नहीं आती. मुझे नहीं आता. मेरी टीम बहुत अच्छी है iPad यूज करने में. मुझे अभी तक Procreate यूज करना नहीं आता, which I think is not a good thing. I should learn because I should know. कभी मुझे करना पड़े तो मुझे आना चाहिए करना. तो I should learn it, but one day I will. Not today. मैं हमेशा पेपर और पेंसिल चूज करती हूँ.
I have a fun segment also for you. This is called MainKhamakhaan, क्योंकि मैं खामखा से क्वेश्चन पूछ रही हूँ जबकि मेरा टेक्सटाइल से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. So I have a textile designer, Nandini. Her brand is called Hamraha. Okay. And she has 2 questions for you.
Oh, okay.
Hi Shambhavi, this is Nandini from Hamraha. I've been following you guys for so long. You're a true inspiration to all us juniors. I guess my question to you, which I think is more of a curiosity, is why is it that you only work with print as a medium and not with embroideries and weaves and dyeing techniques and the many techniques of textiles? What is it that either stops you or holds you to print so dearly?
Oh, okay, interesting. So thank you Nandini for the appreciation for my work and following it. It's not that I only work with print. I design prints that can be translated into different mediums. So for textiles also, we design artworks that can eventually be converted into jacquard fabrics. But the way we approach is that we are a very form-oriented design studio that creates the artwork that can be translated into embroidery as well. So when we say design a bridal collection for somebody, while creating a print collection, we also do khakas for them for embroidery. So वो फिर eventually deliverables में चला जाता है. But I personally like to do prints. And क्या होता है ना, as designers and as design students, because we have learnt all the techniques, that does not mean that you have to work with all the techniques all the time. Like you take an informed decision as to okay, this is what I want to do, this is what works for me. So कभी अगर कोई client आके बोलता है that okay, we want to experiment with dyeing, and then can we see an amalgamation of how that dyeing technique and your prints can do, then उसमें फिर then we can suggest also that okay, like let's do that, this and that. But that is, and that's where my study of textile design at NID helps me. कि मुझे पता है कौन सी चीज़ क्या होती है, but I have chosen to do prints because I love the translation of prints on fabrics. Like I love block printed fabrics. I wear only block printed fabrics mostly. So yeah, that's just I think personal preference, and I am a very strong-headed person who has if I have a certain personal preference, then I will do that. For me, though weaving is beautiful, but it weaving is a very time-consuming process also, which does not excite me as a person. Dyeing is also fast, like bandhani, like I appreciate all crafts. It's just that prints excites me more, so I decided to work with them. but that doesn't mean that I will not wear my jamdanis. So yeah, like I know another girl, Riya Muthane from my college.
Yeah.
She is crazy about embroideries.
Okay.
So and she has now built her brand around Kasuti embroidery.
Okay.
So yeah, so like I in fact feel that it's good to master one thing and then build your domain and take it to other things rather than doing anything and everything.
Yeah.
Because otherwise why will people come to you? People need to come to you for something only you can offer. So जब मैं अपना बिजनेस भी सोचने का कर रही थी, जब मैं इनिशियली बॉम्बे में थी, तब मैंने सोचा था मैं इंटीरियर स्टाइलिंग भी कर लूँगी, मैं क्राफ्ट में भी काम कर लूँगी, मैं ये भी कर लूँगी, वो भी कर लूँगी. बट उस केस में फिर मुझे लोगों के पास जाना पड़ता. और मैं ना उस मामले में थोड़ी हठी भी हूँ. टच वुड till today, like I'm blessed that I get for the opportunities that I get. I've never had to approach anybody for a project. People see my work and then they come to me and then we establish a connect. So and I think that is because of the clarity I have in my head, what is it that I want to do, and then build a sustainable practice to be able to do that. So now like I want my studio to level up and to become an industrial enterprise that thrives on creativity. So that is where I am struggling right now as to how do I level up without diluting my current vision or way of working. So which eventually I think someday I will figure out कि कैसे करेंगे.
Yes, my question to you is how to choose your customers, how to know what are the right kind of people to work with, not only to increase your brand value but also to challenge yourself and find the right brand to speak on behalf of you, so I think that's my question.
So सबसे सीधा आंसर तो है people who approve my proposals. तो जो queries हमारे पास आती हैं, तो अगर suppose 10 query आई हैं, उसमें से 6 लोग तो ऐसे ही चले जाते हैं because they don't approve our proposals. They are like अरे आप बहुत महंगे हैं. पर दिक्कत वही है ना, that you have to really stand your foot, put your foot down and say कि भाई मेरे साथ काम करना है, for the kind of expertise and everything that I'm getting onto the table, you have to appreciate me for who I am, and that appreciation should either come in the form of remuneration or when there are different terms of
maybe
working with people. A platform, or even saying that it's a collection in collaboration with this person or visibility or whatever.
Right.
So A, people who approve our proposals, B, उसमें भी people who have the paying capacity, what is it like, what is their intention of doing it. एक होता है कि उनको सिर्फ business के लिए करना है, which is also not bad. Like obviously everybody at the end of the day is wanting to make more money and to find some purpose in their lives. But how true are you to your intention? आप उसको बिल्कुल ही बिजनेस के उसमें ले रहे हो तो फिर हम भी उसको वैसे अप्रोच करेंगे. आप उसको you have to just be honest with us, and if we see that honesty, we work with people, and not necessarily sometimes कुछ लोगों को हमारे काम करने का तरीका eventually नहीं पसंद आता है, because हम होता है pilot project really sets the tone कि whether can you work with a person or not, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So if it doesn't work, then we don't take it to our heart. नहीं हो पाता है तो नहीं हो पाता है. So
but I feel जो कुछ clients हैं who are very near and dear to you, उनको बस पकड़ के रखो और चलते जाओ. And मैं personally relations बनाकर काम करती हूँ. Like if suppose there's a printer that I work with, I would want to keep working with them because it's not only my growth. It is everybody who's aligned with me and associated with me. It is a collective growth, and I cannot grow without my team. And my team obviously then if they are associated with me, their growth depends on me. And similarly with my clients. And it's not even about कि client it's their responsibility to give it to me. वो ऐसा नहीं है. Like Janaki, she works with other people also, but at the end of the day she will always come back to me for the comfort and ease of working with me, and like both of us, we understand each other so well. So there are so many clients who come back to us because of the ease of working, and obviously then the creative inputs that we give as a studio. So
and studio setup is fairly new. It's been only 2 years. So we are also figuring out ki, you know, what really is the line where we draw things. So ऐसा वो नहीं है, मतलब we are pretty flexible in our terms of working and everything.
Nice. Thank you, Nandini, for your questions.
Yes. Thank you. Very interesting questions.
I have a word association for you.
Okay.
So I'll say a word, or उससे related you can.
Is it a one word answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 word, 2 words. ठीक है, कोई. So StudioST.
5-petal flower.
Nature.
Nature.
Yeah.
Oh, good mood.
Fast fashion.
Not my thing.
Favorite color.
Dusty pink.
NID.
NID. Magical place where only crazy people go. You need to have a bit of craziness in you.
Entrepreneurship.
Decision making every day. Tough road, but it's beautiful.
Social media.
Boon. Like if you use it correctly, game changer.
Yeah. Favorite fabric.
Cotton malmal. 100 construction, 60s count. Yeah.
I don't know how to put this in one word, but आपके clients, मतलब what are like your ideal clients जो जैसे there's tableware, there's furnishings, there's
anybody who lets me do what I really want to do. Like
what is that you read? That's what I'm asking.
I want to
कि आपके designs कहाँ पे वो फूलते हैं types.
अच्छा, किसी भी टेक्निक में करते हैं. जैसे अभी हम किसी के लिए रग बना रहे हैं, बट वो रग हम उनके हिसाब से बना रहे हैं. तो कोई मुझे अगर चिंट्स का रग बनाने देगा ना, मैं इतनी खुश हो जाऊंगी. तो एंड पता है क्या होता है मार्केट में, ये होता है कि ऑब्वियसली यू नो पीपल हैव बाइंग पैटर्न्स, सो दे हेवीली लाइक देयर डिजाइन डिसीजंस आर बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट सेल्स व्हाट डजंट सेल. बट मेरा थोड़ा सा इसमें मंतव्य अलग है. मैं बोलती हूँ कि आप अगर जब तक लोगों को दिखाओगे ही नहीं कि आपको क्या करना है, पीपल विल बाय व्हाट दे सी एंड यू कैन चेंज पीपल्स बाइंग पैटर्न्स. तो मतलब मेरा बस चले तो मैं न्यूट्रल पैलेट ऐसा करूँ जिसमें कॉन्ट्रास्ट हो ही ना, एंड देयर विल बी पीपल हु विल बाय दैट. सो आई जस्ट एंड आई थिंक दैट विल हैपन व्हेन आई स्टार्ट माय ओन रेंज ऑफ फैब्रिक्स. सो आई थिंक आई विल बी माय बेस्ट क्लाइंट if I make services for myself, because then I can do really what I want to do. It can be commercially successful, it cannot be also, but वो देखी जाएगी तब. So,
your favorite medium?
Watercolors, and for painting for digital but printing in block.
Block print?
Block print what?
What's your like
block
one
print?
word for block print?
Oh, beautiful, versatile. The kind of stuff that you can do with one block and 4 colors is like you don't even know. Like, it's crazy. I should have gotten swatches for you guys, for you to see. Maybe when we go to the studio I'll show you. It's such a beautiful technique. Yeah.
आपको डे टाइम रेडियो करना है, एक छोटा सा सॉन्ग गाओगे?
मैं से ना कैमरे के सामने नहीं गाया जाता.
मैं यही बोलने वाली थी कि मैंने जितने आपके देखे, you are just drawing, but we want to see you sing as well.
I can't sing in front of the camera. I've become too conscious.
But it's beautiful. Your night radio के sessions are just too good.
I like to do those as often as I can, but मेरे को पेंट करने का टाइम बहुत कम मिलता है. तो जब मैं रात को बैठ के पेंट करती हूँ, then I make sure that I do that because I also love doing it. So I love
singing. हमेशा से था या पेंट जैसे आपने
नहीं, सिंगिंग तो inherent talent है, सीखा नहीं है मैंने कभी भी, तालीम नहीं ली है. So that is something that we as a family, even my sister and my mom, we love to sing. So that is something
beautiful. Whatever you are doing, everything just compiles into a very beautiful rhythm.
Thank you so much.
And it's so nice to hear all of it. Thank you so much for the lovely interview. I didn't want it to stop, but I'll have to let you go.
It was so much, like it was so much fun.
Yeah. It's more real.
Yeah,
I think something that you would like.
I know, yeah, absolutely. Anything that establishes a real connect is something that I yearn for.
Right. So, thank you so much, Shambhavi. Thank you guys. See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Just dropped off Shambhavi. Oh man, it was one of the best conversations. I literally have goosebumps. And I had it like throughout the whole show, man, it was crazy. Starting from developing a skill to sustainably do it, to take it to a level that I think 90% of the people can't even think about taking it to that level, and she has done that and achieved that. Man, I have no words. अगर आपको ये conversation अच्छी लगी, please subscribe कर दो. And there is no closing to this episode. It was just fabulous. Thank you guys. See you in the next episode. Don't forget to follow us, subscribe us, ताकि हम ऐसी stories और लाते रहे आपके सामने. और honestly, जितना मज़ा मुझे आता है ये करने में, I feel ये तो मैं करती रहूँगी. तो you can either be a part of the journey or not be a part of the journey. That is your choice. My choice is to do it consistently because I just love doing it. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode. Bye.